Formula One is built on speed. But before drivers line up on the grid, before engines scream into turn one, and before millions of fans watch lights go out on race day, something much bigger must happen first. An entire Formula One operation must be built from nothing. Factories, wind tunnels, simulators, hybrid systems, thousands of parts, hundreds of engineers, and billions of dollars in investment. For Audi and Cadillac, entering Formula One was no longer just an announcement or a vision for the future. It had become reality. But now both brands faced the hardest challenge of all: building competitive Formula One teams against some of the most experienced organizations in motorsport history. And the clock was already ticking. By 2025, Formula One was preparing for one of the biggest technical resets in modern history. The new 2026 regulations would dramatically reshape the sport. Hybrid systems would become more powerful. Sustainable fuels would play a central role. Aerodynamic concepts would evolve again. Every team on the grid was preparing for change. But Audi and Cadillac faced a completely different level of pressure. Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren already possessed decades of Formula One infrastructure and experience. They understood how to design race-winning cars, manage development cycles, and operate under the brutal pressure of Formula One competition. Audi and Cadillac were trying to build that world almost from scratch. For Audi, the process began with Sauber. The Swiss-based Formula One team had competed in the championship for years under different identities and partnerships. But Audi's arrival changed everything. This was no longer a small independent operation trying to survive in Formula One. Audi wanted a true factory-backed works team capable of fighting at the front of the grid. Inside Sauber's headquarters in Hinwil, Switzerland, transformation began immediately. New facilities were added. Technical departments expanded. Manufacturing equipment was upgraded. Recruitment intensified across Europe as Audi searched for engineers capable of competing against Formula One's elite teams. Because Formula One is not won by drivers alone. It is won by thousands of technical decisions made by people most fans never see. Aerodynamic specialists, hybrid engineers, data analysts, software experts, strategists, designers. Every tiny performance gain matters. Audi understood that reality perfectly. At the same time, another major project was developing in Germany. Audi's Formula One Power Unit division. Unlike customer teams that rely on outside engine suppliers, Audi wanted full manufacturer control. The company would build its own Formula One hybrid power unit for the 2026 regulations. The challenge was enormous. Modern Formula One engines are among the most advanced machines in the world. They combine internal combustion technology with complex electrical recovery systems designed to maximize both performance and efficiency. Every component operates under extreme stress. Temperatures become brutal. Reliability demands are relentless. And every fraction of performance matters. Audi's engineers worked under massive pressure. Existing manufacturers like Mercedes and Ferrari already possessed years of Formula One hybrid experience. Audi needed to close that gap quickly, because Formula One does not reward slow preparation. Meanwhile, Cadillac faced an even steeper challenge. Unlike Audi, Cadillac was not transforming an existing Formula One structure with decades of experience. Large sections of the operation had to be built almost entirely from the ground up. Facilities expanded rapidly in both the United States and Europe. Recruitment programs accelerated aggressively. Engineers from Formula One endurance racing, IndyCar, and other elite categories suddenly became some of the most valuable people in motorsport. Because experience inside Formula One is priceless. Teams protect technical knowledge carefully. Aerodynamic concepts, suspension designs, cooling systems, simulation tools, data analysis methods. Competitive advantages are often hidden inside tiny details invisible to fans watching on television. That is why recruiting experienced engineers became one of the biggest battles behind the scenes. Across the paddock, Formula One teams fought to protect their technical staff. Rival organizations offered massive salaries to attract experienced personnel. Engineers moved between projects, carrying years of valuable knowledge with them. The war for talent had begun. Audi and Cadillac both understood they needed more than money and brand recognition. They needed people who truly understood how Formula One works. And those people were expensive. But Formula One has never been cheap. As recruitment continued, development of the first cars slowly accelerated. Design departments worked endlessly on aerodynamic concepts. Engineers analyzed airflow simulations, searching for tiny gains in efficiency and downforce. Suspension geometry was tested digitally thousands of times before physical components were even manufactured. Modern Formula One cars are incredibly complex machines. Every system affects another. A small aerodynamic adjustment can influence tire temperatures. Cooling changes can affect drag performance. Weight distribution can completely alter handling balance. Nothing exists independently. Everything is connected. That complexity creates enormous pressure during development. One wrong design direction can destroy an entire season before the car even reaches the track. For Audi, the project reflected the company's engineering philosophy. Structured, precise, controlled. Rival teams quickly noticed the seriousness of Audi's preparation. The operation was growing aggressively. Investment levels continued increasing. Recruitment expanded rapidly. Audi was not entering Formula One simply to participate. The company intended to become competitive. Cadillac's project looked different, but equally ambitious. Without an established Formula One foundation, the organization relied heavily on rapid expansion and strategic partnerships. Facilities evolved quickly. Technical departments grew constantly. American motorsport culture blended with European Formula One expertise. The pressure surrounding Cadillac became enormous. Formula One had spent years expanding into the American market, and now one of America's biggest automotive brands was finally entering the championship. Fans expected success. Media attention intensified constantly. But inside the factories, reality remained brutal. Formula One development is exhausting. Engineers worked late into the night studying simulation data. Prototype parts repeatedly failed stress tests. Aerodynamic packages changed constantly as teams searched for performance advantages. Even small problems created dangerous delays. And delays in Formula One are costly because rival teams never stop developing. Every lost week gives competitors another advantage. As 2026 moved closer, pressure inside both operations became relentless. Executives demanded progress reports. Factories operated day and night. Development deadlines tightened. And despite years of preparation, nobody truly knew how competitive the first cars would be. That uncertainty defines Formula One. Even major manufacturers have struggled in the sport. Toyota invested enormous amounts of money without winning a single Grand Prix. Honda endured years of difficulty before eventually becoming champions with Red Bull. Formula One punishes weakness without mercy. Audi and Cadillac both understood the risks, but they also understood the opportunity. Formula One's global popularity was exploding. New audiences were arriving every season. The United States had become one of the sport's fastest-growing markets. Las Vegas, Miami, and Austin transformed Formula One into a massive global entertainment platform. For major automotive companies, Formula One was no longer just racing. It was worldwide branding at the highest level. Inside development centers, the first Formula One cars slowly became reality. Carbon fiber components arrived from manufacturing departments. Hybrid systems powered on for the first time. Engineers studied every detail obsessively. Drivers reported balance issues over team radio. The dream of Formula One was becoming reality. But reality looked terrifying. Because despite years of preparation, despite billions invested, despite hundreds of people working endlessly toward one goal, one dangerous possibility still remained. They might not be ready. As testing sessions continued under the bright garage lights, Engineers quietly looked at one another and whispered words nobody inside either project wanted to hear. We might not be ready.